Let's talk a little bit of the diversity of the geography of Saudi. People
Mm.
think it's just desert, and that couldn't be further from the truth. So, from the Red Sea coast to the empty quarter, which is a vast desert, which landscape feels most Saudi to you and why?
Yeah. That's difficult to say. It's really difficult to say because I think my opinion might differ from another Saudi's opinion. Like you said, because Saudi Arabia is so incredibly diverse. Um, so my family is from the central region, so I never had the privilege of experiencing the ocean side growing up, and we went to the ocean, but it wasn't surrounding us. So I'm used to the desert, which for me is Saudi. The empty quarter is Saudi. When I drive outside the outskirts of the central city of Riyadh and I can see the stars, and you're sitting in the desert, and it's simple and it's calm, and you can hear the buzz of just the silence at night. That's for me is Saudi. It's simple. It's humble. And in a way, it kind of represents who we are as people. Yes, we're very privileged, alhamdulillah. We have these incredible resources and are supported tremendously by the government financially. But we're very humble people. We're very simple. If you told us to go back to the desert, we would be happy. We would easily restart. We would easily do it because that's who we are. So for me, Saudi is the desert. It's the simplicity, again, of seeing the stars, of just the peace, the fire at night in the desert, darkness around you, and nothing but the brightness of the fire keeping you warm. So that for me is Saudi. When I travel abroad for a long time, I just miss that simplicity. I really do.
Yeah, I experienced my first time in the desert in Wadi Rum in Jordan last year. And to be there at night, it's like, first of all, we are so tiny in this universe, right? It just puts everything into perspective, but it really is so peaceful to be there in the middle of nothing. I loved the experience.
No,
So
it
I look,
really, it's therapeutic as well.
for sure. Nature is therapeutic.
So, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So, how do you think the geography influences the regional culture or traditions?
Um, so it's interesting you say that because we're currently in the year of handicrafts in Saudi Arabia. So every year we have a year celebrating the culture of Saudi. So I think previously we had the year of Saudi coffee, which highlighted, the different types of coffees regionally within the kingdom, the beans themselves. And now it's handicrafts, traditional handicrafts. And I was doing research on it heavily for a project that we're doing now. And my job as a news reporter and, culture and diplomacy. It's so incredibly diverse because when you go to the regions, the coastal regions, like when you have Jeddah, when you have Umluj, their handicrafts and their tradition and their culture is heavily influenced by their environments. So we saw sometimes jewelry made out of seashells or things that are found near the ocean, and that heavily impacts the culture that's still seen today. And even the architecture of Jeddah, Al-Balad, the Hijaz region, it's heavily impacted by the coast and migration of different cultures, and it's a beautiful blend that you'll see. If you go to Al-Ahsa, which is, one of the largest palm oases in the world, you'll see you'll see palm weaving from the leaves of the palm trees, and that's still embedded in the culture to this day. And these are ancient handicrafts. But I think, despite it being so incredibly diverse, we're all connected. And the kingdom was unified in 1932 by King Abdulaziz, and we were just completely immersed into each other. Yes, it was diverse, but there's still a lot of overlap in the culture that we can see today. And that overlap comes down to our values, which is generosity, hospitality. But it's so interesting. Even if you come to Saudi today, and Julie, you'll see it if you come, visit the central region in Riyadh. And if you go to Jeddah, if you go to Abha, if you go to Al-Ahsa, it is so incredibly diverse, but you still feel this sense of unity based off
Mm.
of values of just hospitality, generosity, and just who we are as Saudi's people. Even our accents are different in different areas and provinces, completely different. I might sound different than someone from a different region, but it's beautiful that we can all unite on these cultural values that are still embedded from, the first Saudi state from over 200, 300 years ago.
The way that you speak, it's so easy to understand. Like, I love how you put your thoughts into words, and it really portrays, and you can totally picture what you're saying. So I appreciate the way
That's
you communicate.
No, that means a lot. I'm usually good at, I'm the best at writing. I'm not usually the best at speaking, so that means a lot. Thank you.
Yeah, no, totally. Okay, so I'm coming to Saudi. Unfortunately, I'm only coming for 4 days and I'm only going to Riyadh. It's going to be a quick trip. But if somebody had only 1 week to explore the country, we're not going to just make this about Riyadh. Which under the radar region would you send them to first?
Oh, that's a tough question. Under the radar. So obviously everyone knows the main cities. They know Riyadh, they know Jeddah, they know the main cities. If you're looking for off the radar, where you might not see, you'll still see a lot of tourists, to be frank, honestly, because it is such a beautiful place. I would say Abha. I would say Asir. They're mainly mountainous. They're elevated, and during the summertime, it is just beautiful to be there because it's kind of an escape from the heat. The landscape, it is just lush greenery. It is incredibly peaceful. Very opposite to, Riyadh as a whole, because Riyadh is very busy, go, go, go. And when you go to Abha and Asir, it's so peaceful and it's so local and it's so humble. And you'll see everything is kind of a farm to table approach. So you'll see markets selling local honey, local produce, and there's beautiful greenery there. And it's known, even Taif as well. Taif is known for their roses. Taif is another city as well in Saudi that I highly recommend. It's just an escape. And to see that greenery, it really shows you the diversity of the landscape, where you have the desert, you have the ocean, but the greenery surrounding you everywhere you look. And it's elevated and it's peaceful, and the people are so incredibly kind and hospitable, and they will invite you to their farm automatically and and I've seen it. I've experienced it firsthand just walking through the streets. I've been invited to farms. I've been invited to try honey. I've been invited to try produce picked from their farmlands. And it really shows who we are. It's these cities that aren't as known internationally, that really highlight who we are as Saudi people. And I think it's just so beautiful.